Behind the dazzling lights of Hollywood, the designer gowns, and the cascade of awards, lies the story of a young girl longing for love, belonging, and purpose. Angelina Jolie. A name that echoes through the corridors of fame, strength, and activism, but before becoming the global icon and humanitarian we know today, she was just Angie. A girl raised by a single mother. A teenager with darkness in her heart. A woman who fought her demons and turned pain into purpose. This is not just a story of fame, it's a journey. Of heartbreak and healing. Of rebellion and redemption. Of courage, loss, and ultimate transformation. Of how a Hollywood rebel became one of the most inspiring mothers in the world. Angelina Jolie Voigt was born on June 4, 1975, in Los Angeles, California. Her father, John Voigt, was already a celebrated actor. Her mother, Markellen Bertrand, gave up her acting career to raise Angelina and her brother, James Haven. But life wasn't a fairy tale. Her parents divorced when she was barely a toddler. Her father's absence left a void that no fame could ever fill. Angelina grew up watching her mother struggle. They moved away from the Hollywood spotlight to New York, trying to live quietly, but even then, young Angie felt like an outsider. She often asked, "Why isn't Dad around?" And in those quiet nights, she started dreaming and hurting. From an early age, Angelina displayed a vivid imagination. She loved dressing up, performing, and creating stories, but her confidence was fragile. Without her father's presence and with a mother emotionally wounded, young Angelina internalized deep insecurities. She struggled to connect with other kids. She felt odd, unwanted, and constantly compared to her famous father. She was often seen as too intense, too different, and in a city of dreams, she began to lose faith in her own. By 14, Angelina had entered a dark phase. She wore all black, experimented with knives, and began self-harming. In her words, "I felt numb. I needed to feel something. Even pain was better than emptiness." She started living with her boyfriend, an unusual decision but one her mother allowed, hoping to keep her daughter close. She didn't fit in at school, bullied, misunderstood, rejected, but art gave her a language to express what words could not, and slowly, she turned to acting, not as a desire for fame, but as an outlet. Her performances were intense, real, and hauntingly raw. She poured her soul into every audition, every character. At the same time, she struggled with body image, self-worth, and depression. She experimented with drugs, lost weight dangerously, and felt she had no future. But she didn't stop. She kept acting, and in acting, she found therapy. The Lee Strasberg Theatre Institute, Angelina studied acting seriously. It was there that her raw talent emerged. She took acting seriously, not as a game or a gateway to stardom, but as a sacred space to exorcise her demons. In 1998, her portrayal of supermodel Gia Karangi in HBO's Gia stunned audiences. It wasn't just a role. It was her bleeding through the screen. She embodied Gia's addiction, beauty, and tragedy with terrifying honesty. Then came 1999's Girl, Interrupted. Angelina played Lisa Rowe, a manipulative but magnetic psychiatric patient, and won an Oscar. Critics were amazed. Hollywood took notice, but Angelina wasn't just acting, she was exhaling pain. Each performance was a mirror at each character, a fragment of herself. She became known for taking on dark, broken women, because she knew that pain intimately. Blockbusters followed. Gone in 60 Seconds. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. She became a global star, but controversy chased her. Talks of kissing her brother at an award show, wearing vials of blood with then-husband Billy Bob Thornton. Her dark persona both fascinated and scared the public. She was a mystery, beautiful, wild, intense, but inside, still hurting, still searching, still longing for purpose. Despite her fame, she felt hollow. Fame didn't heal. It amplified the void. In 2005, she starred in Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt. Their chemistry was electric. Rumors flew Brad was married to Jennifer Aniston at the time. Eventually, he and Angelina confirmed their relationship. Brangelina became the most powerful couple in Hollywood. They adopted children from Cambodia, Ethiopia, and Vietnam, had 3 biological children together. Their multicultural family became a symbol of unity and love, but Jolie's transformation had only just begun. She said being a mother grounded her. She felt for the first time that she had a true purpose. Her children changed her. They softened her edges, they healed her soul. In 2001, Angelina became a UNHCR Goodwill Ambassador. She visited Sierra Leone, Cambodia, Iraq, and Afghanistan, not as a celebrity, but as a witness to suffering. She said, "These people taught me what dignity and resilience really mean." In 2012, she became a special envoy to the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. She met with world leaders, advocated for human rights, and wrote powerful op-eds, urging compassion. She wasn't just visiting conflict zones, she was changing policy. She donated millions, she opened schools for girls in Afghanistan, she testified before governments, while other celebrities chased awards. She chased justice. In 2013, Angelina shocked the world with an op-ed in the New York Times. She had undergone a preventive double mastectomy. Her mother died of ovarian cancer, and Angelina carried the BRCA1 gene mutation, giving her an 87% risk. Rather than stay silent, she shared her journey, encouraged women to take control of their health, broke taboos. Doctors, survivors, and women worldwide praised her courage. She became more than a beauty icon, she became a voice of reason. Later, she removed her ovaries and fallopian tubes as well. These choices were painful, but necessary. She didn't want her children to lose their mother. She wrote, "I choose not to keep my story private because there are many women who do not know they might be living under the shadow of cancer." In 2016, the fairy tale ended. Angelina filed for divorce from Brad Pitt. Allegations surfaced. A long custody battle began, but through it all, Angelina chose silence. She didn't bash her ex, she protected her kids. She focused on healing and remained present for her children, taking them to therapy, traveling together, and building a new version of home. She focused on creating a safe space for them. A place where they could grow and speak openly. A place where love wasn't just said, but shown. Angelina once said, "A motherhood changed me. It made me softer, but also stronger." She raised her kids to embrace their cultures. To read. To question. To feel empathy, whether walking red carpets or visiting refugee camps, her children were often by her side. She wasn't just raising them to be famous, she was raising them to be kind. To be global citizens. She has said, "The most important thing I can teach my children is to be compassionate. The rest will follow." Angelina Jolie is no longer defined by roles in films. She's defined by her real-life roles as a mother. As a humanitarian. As a survivor. She's written books, directed war films, created initiatives for education and women's rights. She turned her pain into power, her scars into stories, and her story into hope. If you've ever felt broken, if you've ever questioned your worth, remember her story. From a rebellious teen to a peacemaker, from darkness to light, Angelina Jolie teaches us you can be messy, you can fall apart, and you can rise again. And when you rise, you can change the world. If this story touched you, hit like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video to inspire others, because pain doesn't have to define you. It can become your purpose.